And here we have a jar and a lid that are both leather hard and ready to trim. And again, I've left the jar attached to the wheel, and that does make trimming a little bit more straightforward. Other thing you'll notice is I have a thin strip of plastic separating the lid from the jar, and that prevents it from attaching if I'm trimming this in position, or I attach a pull that's not strong enough to pick it up before it's been fired. Prevents it from actually attaching because I can remove the lid just simply by picking up the plastic. And now I'm just going to trim this as I would a small bowl. And if you prefer, you can always trim your lid separately, just straight onto the wheel head. Whenever possible, I do like to trim with the lid in position because the formal decisions that you make about the lid really seem to make more sense with the jar because you're seeing the entire form at once. The other thing I like to think about is that same little change of direction that we talk about at the base here that stops the flow of the glaze. I can incorporate the same change of direction on the edge of my lid, and that really prevents any sort of glaze problems where maybe you're a little heavy-handed on the glaze application. But that little notch on the edge of the lid really does save it just in case there would be a little glaze drip otherwise. Now I did not leave myself enough clay up here to trim a knob out, so I'm going to show you how to throw a knob on. When you're throwing a knob on, first thing you do is you trim the lid, because you want to remove as much extra weight as possible, and also you want to define the exact center. So I'm going to mark the center and slip and score the center area. I'm going to take a small lump of soft clay, roll it into a ball, and attach it in the center. And of course, you can always fashion a knob separately. I can attach a small strap handle. It can be more sculptural. I can throw the knob separately, straight on the wheel head. It really is whatever you prefer. But this is fun to try. Now, this is just like a thrown foot on a bowl. I really want to use a minimum of water. If you use a lot of water and a ton of pressure, it is very possible just to press right through this lid. So not much water. I'm going to use it and remove it. My first step here is actually to throw down. So a few pulls going downward just to really make sure that this little knob is attached. If I wanted to, I could open this knob up just as if it were a little pot. And that would be a great solution if I wanted a knob that was very bulbous. I wanted a lot of volume, but not a lot of weight. And if I did attach a hollow knob, make sure that you poke a hole on the underside to release the pressure. Now I can use my rib to shape the knob. And really the options are pretty limitless in terms of the shape that you can create for your knob. Just remember that it's going to shrink and be covered with a slippery coating of glaze, so make sure it's something that you can grab onto. Just double check the lid here. And that's about it. We're just going to let these dry.